And I was really surprised at just, just the hand feel alone, how much it just increased my joy of holding it in my hand, right?
That sounded weird. But you know what? We're just going to keep on going.
It was awesome stuff.
Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller, and I want to welcome you to the brand new Coffee and Comic Show. This is episode 90. As you can see, I am not alone. I got my good friend and co-host with me, Bob. Bob, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm flipping out because this set is amazing, and I can't stop looking at things. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. As you guys know, we took a week off, and you know what? I got my carpentry skills out, and I decided to make this thing and decorate and paint and you name it. You know, that's kind of what was the goal, and that's what we did. And you can see it right there, and you can also see the other camera angle right there, so you can see the full set and all the goodness. It's really large. It's bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Yeah, but you know what? I like it. I'm pretty happy with everything that's going on in front of us, behind us. And you know what? We're just getting started. So
absolutely.
Very cool.
I just want to say great job. Great job, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it quite a bit. And it's nice to be back because I missed doing the last episode, you know, and I kind of fall off my rhythm. As you just saw when I tried to do the intro, I didn't know what to say. But we are back with episode 90. We're going to be doing 10 straight episodes all the way up to 100. And you know what? We got a lot of great things to talk about. But even though things might be a little bit different, some things stay the same. And what is staying the same is the coffee that we're drinking.
Yeah.
And the coffee is brought to you by Mocha Express, the official coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. Today I'm having a Bueller, which is a peanut butter mocha latte. I don't really know if it's a mocha or a latte. It's the chocolate what makes the difference, though, right?
Right.
But that's what I'm having, the Bueller peanut butter mocha latte. It's great. What are you having today?
Because it's going to be 100 degrees today.
Yeah.
Got a cold brew. And this time I got peanut butter sweetener inside of this.
Oh, nice.
Just to kind of match what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, the syrup stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Don't get the chunky peanut butter.
No.
With the nuts in it.
It wouldn't go good inside of this
No,
anyway.
it wouldn't go good at all.
But I'm enjoying it.
I've already had an iced coffee today. So that's why I was like, I'll take a hot one.
So you're all jacked up already.
Yeah, I got 2 in my refrigerator waiting for when this is over. So I'm good to go.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, let me take a sip of mine. Tastes perfect. You know, it fits. I love the peanut butter and the mocha taste. It tastes really good.
It's good stuff.
Like I said, some things have to stay the same because this is coffee and comics.
Absolutely.
But let's go ahead. I want to run down what we're going to talk about today and introduce you to some of our new sponsors of the show. We're also going to go ahead and get to the giveaway as well because we got a giveaway today and a giveaway for next week. And these will all be timestamped if you want to jump to these portions in the show. We'll also do our first 5. We've always done that. That's still around. We're doing Robbie's Pick of the Week as normal, so that's still here. We also have the Topic of the Week, which we're going to be talking about comic book supplies.
Yeah.
And then we have the Final 5. That's still there. But then we have some new segments as well. One called Ones to Watch. That is kind of our picks on what's streaming online, like Netflix or Hulu or even regular TV. And I just want to say, thank God basketball's back. You know what? I mean, especially right now, Portland's in the playoffs, so that's pretty cool. So there you go.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and introduce you guys to our new sponsors of the show. So there's no secret that the question of the week was about comic book supplies. And the reason why it was comic book supplies because Comics Pro Line is the newest partner or sponsor of our show, and they are actually sponsoring our giveaways and stuff like that. So it's very exciting. So let me tell you a little bit about them really fast. So the gentleman hit me up. His name is Tony. Great guy, by the way. Very persistent. So I want to give the guy credit. He sent me messages and I didn't get back to him because I'm horrible at that. You know that, right?
I do.
Yes. He actually dropped his phone number in the comment of one of the videos one time. And I said, Matt, this guy is serious. So I gave him a call and we talked a little bit and he introduced me to his product, the Comics Pro Line. And I was already familiar with it. And the reason why I'm familiar with it is because my current sponsor, Max Pro Supplies, deals with Comics Pro Line. So I already knew about all the product. So it is a perfect fit for what we're doing. So the coffee video is now being brought to you by Comics Pro Line for at least the next 10 weeks. And you know what? Further and farther beyond that, they're going to stick around for a long time. Yeah. I'm very excited to talk about their product. I've been a fan of it for quite a long time, and we'll have plenty of information about it here in the coming episode. But it doesn't stop there because we have more than just one sponsor of the show. We're actually adding Blackbox Comics to our sponsor list as well. We're new to the relationship with them, but they've helped us out in the past. They've sponsored giveaways. They've sent us books. They're going to be doing the same. We're possibly working on a Bueller code for their website to where you can get the books. That's still in the early stages. We'll have to see if that works out. And you know what? I'm pretty excited to feature independent publishers. The more we can do so and the more we can bring attention to those books, I'm all for it. So I'm very excited about that. But really, that's not it. We have more people lined up in the coming weeks, and Bob actually has something lined up. So Bob, why don't you share what's going on your end?
Absolutely. TKO Studios is an independent comic company. They're really awesome. They're really putting out a lot of great stuff right now. If you go to their website, you'll see that they got a couple of different formats on their books. They put out trade paperbacks that are really nice. Stuff from Jeff Lemire, Garth Ennis. They also come out with a format where you get all 6 comics in a run inside of a dust sleeve. Looks really nice on your bookshelf. They're a little bit larger than normal comic books, but they really present well. And so, like I said, they got a lot of great stuff on the website. If you go there and you check it out and you like something that you see, you can use the code everything20 and you'll get 20% off your first purchase. Can't beat that. I like new comics, you like new comics, and it's even better getting 20% off. And so they've offered this great code so that we can get a little money off the books that we buy, and the stuff there is amazing.
So all these books, you can go to their website, you can enter in the code. What's the code again?
The code is everything20, and when you enter that, you get 20% off your first purchase, and you can't go wrong with that.
There you go. Check out TKO. The link is down below, and Bob's got his own code, so that's pretty cool. Very, very nice. All right. Now that we kind of introduced you guys to our new sponsors, and we'll actually hit them up a little bit later in the show, let's go ahead and do the giveaway right now. We're just going to do it. The giveaway is brought to you by our friends at Comics Pro Line. And I really want to say happy birthday to, I believe the founder of Comics Pro Line, his birthday is this week. So happy birthday to you. And let me show you guys what the giveaway is. So right now, we're doing a giveaway right now. We're just giving away something to somebody right now. They don't even know they've been entered, but they already are, because we have a special thing for our Patreons.
There we go.
And right now, this book right here, which is a, let's see, Batman Adventures 12 9.6 CBCS, I believe. Mm-hmm. This is Reggie Simmons, Double G Reggie Simmons, not the bodybuilder guy,
right?
But Double G Reggie Simmons, one of our patrons. You won that, just like that.
That's awesome.
He didn't even know he was entered. He won it. So there you go. He gets that. But that's not the only thing, because we have another copy. Mm-hmm. And we can't forget just our regular viewers. So we're going to be giving this away as well.
That is awesome.
And all you have to do to enter to win this as a giveaway is just leave a comment in this video, and we'll tell you who won next week. And it's as easy as that.
Yeah, same. It's the same comic book, just a little bit different cover. Yep. But what a great giveaway. And
we'll put some details in the description about how our giveaways work, what information we need, and we'll get a hold of you. One thing we are going to do, we're going to ship out everything at the end of the month, just to be a little bit easier for us to wrangle up everything we need. So I just wanted to show those. Thank you, Comics Pro Line, for these great giveaways. And you know what? There's more to come. This is just the start. Bob's already seen all the giveaways. There's giveaways, like I said, for the next 10 weeks. So you're going to want to make sure you're watching the video, right?
A lot of amazing stuff, I'm telling you.
Very much so.
You don't want to miss it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get to our first 5. And our first 5 is brought to you by Comics Pro Line. The very first book I have is actually sent to me from a viewer. This has my logo that they drew on it, the Comics with Bueller logo. I absolutely love it. It's nice seeing that big size logo and stuff like that. So I got to get some stuff like that made for the background. I think it'd be pretty cool.
For sure.
My next one is Project Icarus. And I wanted to show this because, like I said, Blackbox Comics is a new partner of the show. They'll be sending us some stuff. And we'll be doing giveaways from them as well. And then we're working on the Bueller code. Hopefully we get that up and running on their website. But that's one of their titles. They also do IT, and Biggs and Tiny is another new one. And they got some new releases coming out. Their books come out like once a month towards the end of the month. So it's pretty easy to get all their titles. But really wonderful art. Militia was one I really liked. I read that, really liked it. Next one up is Ice Cream Man. I just wanted to show that. I like that cover.
That's a great cover.
You know, they have the Dr. Seuss one, but you know what? The regular one was fine for me.
Every cover for Ice Cream Man is great.
This was another book sent to me by a viewer, and this is really cool. This is a Wolverine versus Blade.
Can't beat that.
And this person also sent me a new leather vest.
Were you seriously?
Yeah, and
that is awesome.
I wore it in the last preview video.
I thought it looked a little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit different. So thank you. He knows who he is. So I said thank you to him and stuff. But he sent me a handful of comics and stuff and another vest. So that's awesome. So
very cool.
I'm wearing my old one for this one because I just kind of had to, just for old time's sake.
Old time's sake. There we go.
And last one I have for my first 5 is Doom Patrol number 70. Do you have any idea what that is?
I have no idea.
Take a random guess. Doom Patrol 70. It came up.
Did it?
It came up in one of our videos we did not too long ago. When we were building our teams.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh no. What was his name? Half. I can't think of it.
The other guy.
No,
the other one. So Two Gun Pedro sent me this.
Oh no.
This is the first appearance of Codpiece.
Codpiece. Oh,
this is an interesting character. You know what? I love it. Thank you so much. I went through the whole book. If you're not familiar with the character Codpiece, you might want to pick that up because it's worth reading. So
Two Gun, don't encourage the
there
dude.
you go, man. All right, you're up next with your first 5.
Okay, my first 5 I'm kind of excited about. This week was an amazing week in comics. So many of them came out that were good, so I'm just showing off the best of the week here.
Sure.
I got Dark Knight's Death Metal number 3. Love that shiny foil cover.
Oh, shiny goodness.
Absolutely. From AWA Upshot, Old Haunts. This is the best of the series so far. I really love the artwork in this one. And then Boom Studios.
Yeah.
They killed it this week. Something is Killing the Children number 9. That's just the regular cover. Then they had Alienated number 5.
They had a really good week.
Really good week.
Yeah.
Red Mother was good.
Yep.
Robbie's Pick of the Week is good.
Yep, that's coming up.
Absolutely. And then this book, which is just keeps surprising me, is
I
Stealth.
haven't checked it out. I haven't seen. I haven't gotten any of them. Yeah.
Stealth number 4 blew me away. There's
Really?
some things that they do inside of there that really, it's just awesome. So those are my first 5, all about this week.
There you go. Not bad. Like I said, I haven't checked out Stealth yet. But you know what? Maybe someone will let me borrow them and I'll read them. Because I've heard it's a really good read.
It really is.
Yeah, so there you go. But those are our first 5. But let's go ahead and switch over to our good friend Robbie for Robbie's Pick of the Week.
Hey everybody, I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups from Pop Culture Philosophers. I've got my Spawn figure, I've got my coffee, and I'm ready for the all-new Coffee and Comics show with Bueller and Bob. Hope you're enjoying it, and my pick of the week is...
7 Secrets by Boom Studios. This is also my pick of the week. An amazing read. I think both of us have read the first 2 issues.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Boom Studios is killing it. Here's another great book by them.
Yeah.
This one written by the great Tom Taylor, who's been killing it lately. Awesome pick.
Yeah, Tom Taylor is the guy who's writing Deceased. And, we don't want to give too much of this book away because we really want you guys to check out Robbie's YouTube channel. He really does do the best reviews on YouTube.
Hands down.
Tuesday night. Every Tuesday it comes out like 8 o'clock or something like that. He reads like 50 books a week. He gives great non-spoiler reviews. So go check it out. He's right on the money about this book. I loved it. Like you said, we've read both the first and second issue.
Yep.
Really enjoyed it. I had an advanced copy, shared it with you. You enjoyed it as well. And there you go. I think it's sold out already. It's already in second print.
I don't
if I'm
doubt
not
it.
mistaken. So 7 Secrets. Check it out. Also check out Robbie's channel as well. You won't be disappointed. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our topic of the week. And the topic of the week is brought to you by Blackbox Comics. So this week's topic is comic book supplies. And we asked, what do you use? How do you store your books? There was a lot of comments. Actually, there was a ton of feedback on this, more so than I anticipated. Because we've asked a lot of different questions. But this one, a lot of people wanted to share what they use and some unique ideas. Some take it a little bit more seriously than others.
For sure.
But you know what? We have some products here that we're going to promote. To be honest with you, I just want to tell you guys, we're fans of the Comics Pro line.
Yeah.
So that's why we're asking this question. We're going to show you what their options are, compare them to what some of the things are listed on our comments, and just kind of give our feedback and go from there. So let's go ahead and read the first comment. I'm actually up first. So here we go. This is from Mick Mo, I believe. I said, I wish I could say that all my comics are polybagged, boarded, double-taped, and organized in long boxes. Some are, but anyone looking for Amazing Spider-Man from 200 to 450 or an Uncanny X-Men from Silvestri or Jim Lee runs, along with tons of other great books, can find them bagged and piled up in my attic. I'm a great at buying and reading comics, not so great at storing them. They're still in great condition, but they're not displayed with the care my graphics and figures receive.
Interesting.
They're just sitting up in his attic.
Right.
So I want to talk about that real quick. Comics, I might be alone in my opinion on this, but I think they actually keep pretty well. You always hear stories of people, I found a bunch of comics up in the attic. And, they get them graded, and I got it back at 9.0, And they've literally been sitting up there for 50 years.
Right.
So for 50 years, it's been a 9.0. Mm-hmm. And I hear that story quite a bit.
Sure.
I mean, one of my buddies, he bought a Amazing Spider-Man 129 off the rack for 25 cents when he was a kid. He recently just got it graded and got a 9.4 or 9.6, something like that.
Right.
So through all those years, it was literally, as a kid, he had it. Never really bagged and boarded it until maybe the last 10 years. But it was that grade the whole time. So, I mean, comics, I think they keep pretty well depending on the condition environment. And somebody actually talks about later in this comments about like the humidifier and all the temperature and stuff like that. So I think that plays into it. But they're more resilient than I think people give them credit for.
I think so too. I don't think that would actually work for me,
Yeah.
only because of the fact that I go through my comics so much, you know. And if I didn't put them in bags and boards, the whole top of my comic box would probably be feathered.
Yeah,
But they do keep for a long time. I would agree with that. I've seen many people keep their collections that way, and it's just fine. I'll use a word that you used in a couple episodes ago.
Sure.
Conditioned.
Yeah.
Right? Most people are conditioned on how they do their comics, and so people just think they have to, but you don't. You don't really have to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind like my True Believers. I actually unbagged and boarded a bunch of those, and because I was out of bags and boards really, and I needed them for other stuff, so I just leave them loose on the rack and stuff like that. I think they look pretty good, so I don't mind having some that aren't bagged, but for the most part, I'm a bag and board type guy. And
Yeah.
I have ever since the time when I realized what they were. When I was a kid, I was like, just buy the books. I put them in like a little shoebox or something like that until I actually learned what a bag and board is. And then I was able to buy them because you couldn't buy them at the grocery store or a convenience store. You had to go to a comic shop and get them.
Yeah.
So once I figured out what they were and saw where to get them, I was, okay, everything needs to be bagged and boarded.
Yeah.
And since then, that's kind of the case. So.
For me, I got a minor case of OCD. And I just like the new feel of things.
Yeah.
And if you come into my house and see how just my regular novels are in my bookcase, there's not a single crease in the spine because I read them a certain way so that no crease happens.
That's the first thing I do is crease it.
Do you?
I don't even read it. I just crease it.
Yeah.
Just bend it 180 degrees. Bend it.
See, he used to be messing with me.
All right, I got the next one as well. This is from Harry Bueller. I like that name, Harry Bueller. I use current age boards and resealable bags. Eventually, I will invest in Mylar for my keys at least. I use the BCW black comic bins for storage. Good stuff. Thank you. So he uses the resealable bags. I'm not a tremendous fan of those because I got a book stuck on it, to be honest with you. Do you use those at all?
Now, the only thing I use the resealable bags for is for my slabs. I bought the larger, bags I can keep those in, and only because if I pull them out of the bag, it's not going to get stuck, on the adhesive. Other than that, for comics, it's just never made sense to me.
Yeah. I've seen them, and they're a little bit more. For as far as the cost, they're like 50 cents more. Yeah. And I tried some, and I just didn't like it. I just I don't like the little flap that I can't get off my hands.
Yeah.
Because you would peel that thing off, and that thing sticks to your hands.
Yep.
And you can't get it off your hands. And then I don't know. It's just not for me. But you know what? For Harry Bueller, that's his choice, and that's awesome. He also uses those BCW black comic storage bins. I've never used those before. They're the thick plastic ones.
Yeah. I haven't used them either. I do have one on order, again, for my slab, so I'm going to put it inside one of those. And I'm excited to get it because I think that's going to be really nice.
Yeah. Okay, Bob, you have the next comment on the list.
This one comes from Respect My Name 247. Great name. He says, Silver Age Poly, even if they are my modern books, I just like the way they look. I also triple board them. I just feel it gives a lot of added protection. Love the show. Keep it up.
So that's what you do, right? You do Silver Age boards with your modern books, correct?
Right, absolutely. And the only reason why is because, again, I don't have a major OCD, but, minor OCD. I like everything being uniform, number one. And then pretty much I don't like to have to buy two different types of bags and boards for my comics. I'd rather just go with one. And go with a thicker backer board, so that it lays nice inside, that it doesn't slide around.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I do.
So this is a Silver Age bag and board from the Comics Pro line, obviously, but this is a modern size book, so you get that edge around it. You get like the picture frame. You don't mind if it slides around a little bit, though.
That's why I was saying I use the larger, the thicker backer board, so that it keeps it seated inside of there pretty nicely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not traveling around with the book, so they don't slide around a lot.
Yeah.
But if truthfully, if I have to send it off, like in the mail, I do put it into a modern bag. I have a few of those as well, just so that it doesn't do that.
Yeah. So this one right here, he said that he triples the board. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think you were doing that as well.
I was.
But we recently got these nice thick boards from the Comics Pro line. Mm-hmm. And because I think the regular boards are 22 point or 24 point. I could be wrong on that. But these are like 56 or 58. I think I got an example, I think. Let me see here. Backing board, 56 point.
56 point.
56 point board. Those things are like rock hard,
They're
man.
Solid.
They are.
They make it feel really nice. Yes. And I was really surprised at just the hand feel alone, how much it just increased my joy of holding it in my hand, right?
That sounded weird. But you know what? We're just going to keep on going.
It was awesome stuff. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, I like these a lot. You know, like I said, I was familiar with their product beforehand because of Max Pro Supplies. And then when they sent us, they pretty much sent us like all their products for us to check out. Mm-hmm. And these 56 point boards, I immediately went and rebagged and boarded a bunch of my collection from the stuff they sent us. I rebagged and boarded my Immortal Hulk run. They're all in these 56 point boards with these bags. I redid my Venom ones as well. My Thor run, the current Thor run. And I'm also in the process of rebagging and boarding all my X-Men run because I have, quite a few X-Men books all the way from like 100 all the way up to 300 with no gaps. Mm-hmm. So I want to have all those in those nice thick boards. So I like the thicker boards. And when you think about the price between, say you're using 3 boards or 2 boards, the price between getting just a thicker board and having to buy that many more boards when you're double or tripling up, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. Okay, Bob, I think you got the next one as well.
All right, this one comes from William Ferguson. Thank you very much for the comment. He says, first and foremost, love the content you put out. Been watching you for a while now, and I've enjoyed watching your progress. My favorite is the Coffee and Comics with Bob. Thank you, William. He says, as far as in my supplies, I use the BCW Silver Age bags and boards for what I would call my common comics. Now for my keys, valuable books, I use 2mm Mylar bags with double boards. I would love to do all my comics this way, but the price would be way too much. As far as in storage, I recently switched from standard cardboard boxes to keeping them in file cabinets. The price for used file cabinets are actually not that bad, $100 or less, and I can get 8 to 10 long boxes in a single cabinet. It makes it so much easier to store and get the books back out. If you're not using file cabinets, I'd encourage anyone and everyone to try it. I promise it's a game changer. Thanks for everything, guys. Can't wait to see the new set and hear about your new sponsor.
Very cool. I've always worried about the file cabinet tipping over.
Yeah.
When you got that top shelf up with how heavy books are, this tips right over. Somebody made a comic book file cabinet especially made for comics, and a couple of years ago on YouTube, and I sent a message to him. I said, is an anchor to the wall, because you need to make sure that if you have that top drawer open, that thing is tipping over.
If it's full, yes, absolutely. Yeah. I got the same kind of setup when I move. I have a plan for making the same type of thing, and it's going to be anchored for sure. But he talks about inside of here, the fact that that Mylar is more expensive, backer boards are more expensive, and that's one of the things I want to point out about what we have going on with Comic Pro line. They're a little less expensive than some of your other Mylar vendors out there. Yeah. And that's one thing I really enjoy about them. I mean, when we started using Max Pro Supplies and we were getting the same product from them, they were a little bit cheaper, and it's not like Fort from Mylar, but they're really good.
Yeah. So let me just go ahead and show these real fast. These are the Comics Pro Line regular size bags. These are the 2 mil, same as the Mylar ones. But the thing is, you get 100 in here. And they're just a little bit more than the regular bags. I mean, just like $1 or $2 more than regular bags, but they're just as good as the Mylar bags. I can't really tell a difference, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I think there's a slight different feel to them, but when it comes to presentation, I mean, that's what you want your Mylar bags for.
Yeah.
These present just as well, just as clear, and really nice.
Yeah. I've sent these bags out to thousands of people, or thousands of books I've sold in the Bueller boxes. And a lot of them have been in these Comic Pro Line bags. And the first thing I get is, oh, thanks for sending me the Mylars.
Right, exactly.
And I'm like, these aren't Mylars. That's their first thing that they say. I go, these are the Comic Pro Line bags, or they were from the Max Pro supplies at the time. They're just as good, but they're like half the price.
Right. And really what I would suggest is try them out.
Yeah.
See for yourself, and I guarantee you, like myself, you'll probably end up switching.
Yeah, and also in all the giveaways that we're doing, we're going to send you some samples of the product that they have. And I really think you're going to like it, and give us some feedback on it. We want to hear from you guys, what you guys think about this Comic Pro Line. I'm sold. Like I said, I've been sold for over a year, so it's easy for me to sit here and compliment their product because I've been using it for this long, and I've never had a problem with it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Ever since you introduced me to it, I've really, really enjoyed putting my comics in these bags.
Very cool. All right, I got the next one as well. This is from Mr. Randman91. Says, I do a few different things. Sometimes I just put runs together in bigger bags. It takes up less space, and I need all the space I can get. And if you put enough books together, they're pretty sturdy. Usually I just polybag and backing board most books. Most expensive books, I might use 2 backing boards. I don't use Mylar unless I buy the book already in it. Everyone complains about polybags, but I have found that Mylar can crack and have its own problems sometimes. I've heard that before.
I've heard it too.
Now, if I have only half a box full of books, what I do is fill the other half up with bags and boards so the books in there don't jostle around and get bent up. If you have any other suggestions to prevent that, I'm all ears, because I hate when I move a box either out or back into where it was and I can hear the books sliding around. They get bent.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, when your box is only halfway full and they fall over, that one in the front bends in half.
It does.
I've had that happen, and you can see the spines all the way down, man. Like, and sometimes, like, oh, at least it wasn't a good book. But I've had it happen to like a nice book. I was like, oh man,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Absolutely. There's only one company I've actually seen provide a solution for this, and they're actual blocks that are interchangeable as far as their size, and you can put them in the box, and it keeps everything to where you need it, so that things don't fall over. I think Tom had an advertisement on it on one time. I think through either Scout or Scorpion. I forget which one it was, but that's the only thing I've ever seen for that.
Yeah.
I usually take my backer boards and stuff like that, and I'll put it in the box just like he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because it drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that as well. I just put a pack of if I have extra boards, I just put that in there. Or I just lay the books down flat in the box until they're full enough to do it. I've seen some shops, like they take like some of their old diamond boxes and they cut out the diamond box and then it fits into the long, short box pretty good and like holds the books up and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you just have some other cardboard box available, you can cut it to kind of fit it perfectly.
Pretty much what you need, yeah.
But yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. I hate that.
Pet peeve.
Yeah, exactly. That's on the pet peeves list. All right, Bob, you have the next comment.
Sure. This one comes from Eric Strubble, friend of the show. Thank you for commenting, Eric. He said, for my personal collection, it's always fresh polybag and acid-free boards. I change them regularly to keep the collection minty fresh. I have recently taken to the use of short boxes. I have found there's less chance for damage from dropping a heavy, falling apart long box, and they fit on shelves much nicer. For higher end classic books, I use 4mm Mylar with the comic extenders and a clear backer board so I can see the whole book. The biggest thing I do is the way I tape my bags. I use 2 pieces of tape so the flap doesn't dog ear, and I have a technique that guarantees I never get a tape pull on my books. And he just shot a video. His channel is called The Rogue Trader, and he actually shows how he does things for the tape so that you never get that tape pull on a book. It's pretty cool. Go check out his channel.
I called it butterfly.
Yeah.
That's why on my pet peeves when they pop up like that, I call them butterfly or something like that.
Another pet peeve.
Yeah. But there's a few things in here I want to talk about. For one, go to short boxes, people. As you get older, trust me, they're easier. The short boxes. I've heard of comic book injuries, right?
Right. I might be included.
They're picking up those long boxes, like 50, 60 pounds, if they're full of books.
That's right.
And I would just let the cat out of the bag. But you mentioned that you hurt your back.
I did.
Tom did the same thing.
Did he?
A while back. He never said anything to anybody, but he was loading some books, Comic Tom, and he hurt his back, like carrying some long boxes and stuff. And I was talking to him on the phone. I go, dude, you got to go to short boxes. Trust me, short boxes are the way to go. And like you said, they fit on shelves very nicely.
There was an episode of the new Coffee and Comic show where I feel like I was propped up because my back was hurting so bad up here. But anyway, I know what you're talking about.
He mentions how often he changes the bags and boards. Do you do that?
Yeah, because I just recently started collecting again within the last 2 years. I have not done that. I'll start to look through my collection when I start to see the bags, start to get ratty, or when they start to bubble.
Yeah.
Then I'll change them out. One tip I just want to mention here is that if you're using regular comics backers and boards, if you put any comics before 85 or 86 inside of those, within a very short period of time, they'll ripple. And there's something that has to do with the gas exchange inside of the bag. So on your older comics, you definitely want to use the Comic Pro line bags or some Mylar, because those other bags, they will ripple. Yeah. And I'm never comfortable about having them inside there like that.
Bad gas.
Exactly. But it's something that you should do. The regular comic bags, they don't last forever.
Yeah.
And when they do start to ripple and fray, I'm always afraid of what chemical reaction could happen on the book.
Yeah.
And for ones I want to keep nicer, I don't want anything happening.
Sure. I know that I hardly ever change the bags and boards, to be honest. Even back when I was just using the regular poly bags. And you should. I don't know what 3 or 4 years, something like that.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I'd say about 10.
Okay. But on these bags that the Comic Pro lines put out, they're similar to the Mylar bags, to where you don't have to replace them.
No.
And they're archivable. I think that's the word you want to use. And like I said, they're pretty much very similar in price, and you don't really have to replace. Now, a lot of people will replace because they like doing it over time.
Yeah.
And I get that, just because, every now and then bags, they might get scuffed or something like that. You just want to make sure it looks clear or something like that. So.
I bought books, from people's personal collections that they'll send to me, and they've had them in bags and boards since 1979, 1980, and the bags are yellowed. They have a greasy feel to them, and it's like, I don't want that on my comics.
Did you used to use Ziploc bags like I did?
No, I never did that.
I got comics one time, and the guy used Saran wrap.
What?
He wrapped them in Saran wrap, no board, just literally Saran wrap. I'm like, what the hell is this, man?
What's the point?
I don't know, man.
Try to get it off that book, you're gonna. Anyway.
Yeah, it's gross. All right, you got the next one as well. I believe it's from Keith Mayo.
Okay, thank you for the comment, Keith. He says, I use Mylite bags and Comic Skin clear backing boards. Makes my comics pop.
Very cool. So I wanted to bring up the clear ones because the Comics Pro line has acid-free clear backing boards. These are the silver ones. These are 80 point. I mean, this thing weighs like a brick.
Yeah.
But they're really cool. I'll show you an example. So somebody brought this to my attention when I was at an event earlier in the year. So this is on the clear board, both front and back. And what I mean by front and back, this comic is sandwiched in the middle. The comic itself is, the front of it has a clear board, and the back has a clear board. It's almost like a makeshift CGC case.
Slab.
Yeah, a makeshift slab. And somebody pointed that out to me when I was at this event. That's what they use the clear boards for some of their key books. And so I tried it, and you know what? I mean, feel that. That's solid, man.
It is solid.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's got a really nice feel to it.
It does.
Man. That's a great tip. I've got a whole bag of these. I've never used them.
Yeah.
And that makes so much more sense.
It feels like you're holding a slab in your hand.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for pointing that out, man.
Yeah. But a really cool thing is, and another thing is, I sent a book to Steve Whiting, and I kind of did something similar. I used the clear front and then I used a 50 mil the paper board or whatnot, the thick board in the back, and it kind of gave it the same effect, of a case just without two of the clear boards. So one paper board and one clear board, it really did make it look like a slab. So
yeah,
if you want to protect like some nice key books, and this is my Shannon Mirror book, my first one, so I want to make sure that's nice and shiny all the time. But it worked out pretty well. I kind of go back and forth on the clear boards, but I hear a lot of people talk about them and really enjoy them, especially if you have a wraparound cover. This doesn't really have it, but it does show what issue that is. But there's a lot of really good art. The first Wolverines from his first ongoing series all had that back cover art for the first few issues, and there was a great McFarlane. He did the back of the cover.
Right.
And it's a great piece of art, and it's just covered up by a regular backing board if you don't have a clear board. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I wanted to show those. Those are all obviously available at Comics Pro Line. And like I said, I'll leave all the information down below on how to get in contact with them. And the really great thing is Tony, the guy who introduced himself, he will pretty much be your personal dealer for the supplies. And like I said, I'll tell you a little bit more as we go along in this video. But he will take care of you, so it's kind of nice.
That's awesome.
All right, let's see. Do I have the next one? I think I do.
Next one. Mm-hmm.
This one is from Rowena Alex. It says, filing cabinet. Also, I use right temperature, 68 degrees and 40 to 50% humidity. This is the second part of my comment. I accidentally sent the first app. I checked out the first app, but I wanted to read this one because I never really think about this part, and a lot of people do. A lot of people use a humidifier, temperature. They use a little packets. What are those called? Decadents?
Yeah, decadents.
Yeah, they put them in the boxes to soak up moisture. They have the sunlight covered. I mean, they literally go. It's like a bat cave.
Yeah.
For the comics. I've never been that much about it, and mainly just because I just don't think about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Are you conscious of that? Are you aware of, No. I mean, it's 100 degrees out today.
It is. Now, I am conscious about putting my books in the garage. I don't, like when it gets summertime or when it gets wintertime and you got extremes of hot and cold, I don't want my books sitting in the garage. I know a lot of people do, and their books are just fine. That's just my personal preference. But when it comes to this type of thing, number one, I don't want to build a humidor, for my comics, number one. Number two, I would say, in my personal opinion, I think this is what people do that have comic books that are like worth over $100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much have to. I mean, the old newsprint, it gets brittle if it gets too dry. You don't want too much moisture because then it starts to do foxing.
Sure.
And so it definitely goes a long way to keep your comics stored in this manner, but it's not something that I have that's expensive enough that warrants me doing something special like that.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel. It's called like Lee Kirby Ditko or something like that, and I might be getting that wrong.
Oh yeah,
but he's like a major collector and stuff, and he doesn't really do a lot of videos, but he's got like a comic book room with like a 2 chairs in the middle of the room, and he's got like everything. I mean, literally everything of any value, it's there. And I'm pretty sure that he's got that temperature set, humidifier, all that stuff. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
If you got enough money to have those books, you're definitely going to make sure that they're in the right environment that's going to make them last quite a bit longer.
For sure. Yeah, I've watched that 3-minute video. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually watched the video where they were making the room. Because I think they did like a different part series and stuff. Like I said, they don't really do a lot of videos, but every now and then it pops up, and honestly, I go back and revisit it just to see, one of these days.
Smelling the bread.
Yeah. All right. I got the next one as well. This is from Cloud Z Comics. It says, I sort mine by groups. The Bat family together, X-Men mutant titles together, and Spider-Man family together and alphabetized. I use My Lights 2 and acid-free backing boards. Tried Mill 4, but they are really tight fit. All short boxes, and also put post-it notes on all the keys. Love the channel, Bueller. Thank you so much. So you've seen the back of my books, and a lot of times there's stuff on the back of my books.
Yep.
And I just write directly on the bag.
Yep.
Or the board. Yeah. And I just like if it's anything I'm covering like in a video, that's where my notes are
That's
on.
right.
They're on the back of the thing. It's literally like the number, who writes it. If there's a key about it, I write that on there. And I find myself doing that quite a bit. I don't mind, and I have horrible handwriting as well, so it looks all sloppy and stuff. And I've sent books out, and not realize, because I try not to send them out with like my chicken scratch on there, and then I watch people unbox it and they're like, what's all this stuff on the back? And sometimes the books get put in the wrong bag, so all the information's wrong. And it's like, what is this guy talking about?
Right.
So, but anyway, I don't use Post-it notes. I just write the stuff directly on the back of the thing. Do you have anything like that you do?
No, I do. I have like a little P-Touch label maker, and on just my comics that are major keys and stuff like that, I'll put the note of what is in that particular comic. I don't do it with all of them, but that's about the only thing I use. I used to write on the back of the boards, and then it just got too much to try to keep up. And then I did the same thing that you did.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of notes that I wrote for my coffee and comic show, and there's a bunch of my comics that still have that.
There you go.
There's a couple times I brought my first 5 over, and I can see him chuckling because he sees my notes.
Hey, it works, man.
It does.
The backing boards are perfect for notes, man.
Absolutely.
The whole rundown is on the backing board.
Right.
If I could put it in my printer, I'd use it, but it doesn't fit. So, but hey, whatever works, right? And the Post-it notes for him, so that gets things done. Very cool. All right, Bob, you got the last comment.
So this one comes from Joseph Roddy. He says, my comic shop bags and boards all the comics. I just use those. I am new, so I'm not sure if I should buy my own.
So that's nice. He's got there's some shops in here that do that as well. And our current LCS isn't one of those shops. They just have the raw copy sitting on the shelf. But
right.
I like comics. They bag and board as well. And I think there's probably a few more that
Excalibur
do
just puts them in bags. They don't put
it.
boards
Oh,
in
that's right.
them.
Yeah, they just. How do you feel about just bags?
Don't.
You don't like them?
Nope.
People didn't really mention that in the comment. I thought there would be, but
Yeah.
I didn't find any. But that's awesome that you got a shop that does that. I mean, give them an extra tip for doing that. To
For
be honest,
sure.
like, hey, something extra. Like, appreciate that because they're saving you money and it's costing them money at the same time.
Absolutely.
So double win for you, a double loss for them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and kind of summarize a little bit of the stuff that we talked about. Like I said, I am going to focus heavy on the Comics Pro line because that's the new sponsor of the show, and I'm a fan of the product. So let me just take a minute to kind of go over some other things that they have. They have all different sizes, and there is the Golden Age one. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a lot of Golden Age books, but they have Golden Age. I think they have magazine size as well.
Yeah, they do. You actually got to send a couple samples.
Yeah. And this is the current size. This is for modern books and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I use the regular size.
Yeah.
I kind of like those. Do I have any to show? I thought I did.
That one on top right there.
Yeah.
This is the actual current with...
Yeah, this is a regular size one. So there's a difference between the current and the regular size. Mm-hmm. And I like the regular size because they're a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. And they'll fit like annuals and stuff like that. And it also gives a little bit of a border. And your book doesn't slide around very much in it.
Yeah.
So for me, I use the regular size. Something I prefer. I've gone back and forth. I was using silver for a while. But right now, I've found a nice in-between that works pretty good.
Absolutely. The samples that were sent, I like them so much. I'm switching over from my modern books to regular.
Yeah.
Because it just looks really nice.
Yeah. So let me tell you how you can get in contact with Comics Pro Line. So our contact, he's actually the American sales rep for Comics Pro Line. His name is Tony. And let me tell you a little bit about Tony. He is a talker, and he is a fan of comics. And if you want to talk about comics with someone, he might be your guy.
That's awesome.
Because he's a great guy. I enjoyed my conversation with him. He knows his product. He's there for you. I mean, I can pick up my phone and call him anytime, and he'll get me exactly what I need. And like I said, he's a fan of comics. So it's nice not only having this hookup with these supplies, but knowing that the other guy on the other end isn't just a salesman. He's a fan of what I'm buying. He has these himself. He has his own comics. He sent me a bunch of comics for my collection. He sent you a bunch of comics for your collection.
Again, I haven't called him yet, but Tony, thank you very much. He sent me some great stuff. Really nice guy.
Yeah, I'm actually going to show some of this stuff here in a minute.
Awesome.
But you know what? We'll leave his information down below. You can go check it out. He'll direct you to where you need to go and what you need to do. And then hopefully you can try out some of this product. And like I said, if you try it out, if you like it, let me know. Give it a shot. It's worth giving a shot. Whether if it's just like one pack of bags or one pack of boards, give it a shot. Because I guarantee you, when you get it in your hands, that makes the difference.
Absolutely.
And it sells itself. And that's why I like it. And not to mention, I'm cheap, and this is cheaper product. So that's why I like it, to be totally honest.
Good for the budgie.
So like I said, I'll put the information down below. You'll be able to check that out and then go from there. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about that. All right, so that's our topic right there. So let's go ahead and go to our final 5, which is actually sponsored by Comics Proline.
So my final 5 is going to deal with Spawn today. I always love the Spawn covers. We always talk about how the great covers are. This is one of my favorite all-time covers, which is issue number 2. Then we got issue number 56. I always love that in prison scene there. And then this one, issue 75, kind of matches it. It kind of looks like he's got a crown of thorns on, so he's kind of looking like Jesus there. This one is number 56. This is a dynamic cover. Just love that. And then, not last but not least, is issue 86. And you can't beat the warm colors on that either. So there's my final 5.
Very nice. So I got mine. And like I said before, these were the ones that were sent to me from our good friend from Comic Pro line. And these are pretty cool. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited. So X-Men number 25. Number 25.
Beautiful.
Look, there's even a note on the back.
Yeah.
X-Men number 26.
Wow.
X-Men number 29.
Some Silver Age goodness.
Yep. X-Men number 42. The death of Professor X. Probably the first death of him. He's died a lot.
Yeah.
Let's X-Men number 45. This is just a little bit of what he kind of sent our way. And like I was saying before, he's a comic book fan. Mm-hmm. He's a collector, and I'd rather purchase from a collector. Yeah. And this is the opportunity you get when you go through Tony and you go through the Comics Pro line catalog. So those are my final 5. I'm pretty excited to add those to my collection along with the other ones. So not bad at all, right?
Not bad at all.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and switch to our newest segment, and this is kind of fun. This is our ones to watch. This is what we like to watch on television. I don't know if you guys like to watch, but let's go ahead and take a look. So one of my favorite shows that I've binge watched many times, I believe it's over, is actually called Derek. It's a kind of a sitcom. It's on Netflix. It's brought to you by Ricky Gervais, who obviously you guys might know him from The Office, the original Office. And I think he made a cameo in the U.S. version of The Office. But this was a Netflix original series. I think it was an original series. Maybe they just bought the rights to it. But they did 3 seasons. They did... the first season was about like 8 episodes. Second season was like 8 episodes as well. And then the third season was just a special. It was like a 2-hour special. The plot of this one is, like I said, it's a comedy. Okay, he's basically a gentleman who's I don't know if he's special needs or plays a character with special needs, but it's you could kind of make that distinction about him. And he is in a old folks home or not retirement center, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And he works there along with some fellow staff and stuff. And I don't want to get too much into it because it's it's a sentimental show. Yeah. There's a lot of heart involved, and there's a lot of crude comedy involved.
Yeah. As you'd expect with Ricky Gervais.
The mixture of heart and crude comedy is such a great mixture. I mean, there's so many things. There is the town bum or drunk. He just kind of lives there at the old folks' home. He doesn't like have a job or nothing. He's just kind of like a bum, and he says some of the most outrageous things on that show. And then Ricky's just sitting there, kind of responding to it. It's a great show. It's an easy watch. They're like 20, 23 minutes, an episode. And I really like it. It's actually one of my top shows in the last few years. So Derek on Netflix. All the seasons are available. If you're a fan of the show, let me know in the comments. But if you haven't checked it out, please go ahead and do so. Bob, what about you? What is your pick? You didn't even tell me, so it's new.
No, and I'm just going to pick what I've been watching recently. Okay. So recently, Umbrella Academy 2 dropped.
Nice.
I binge watched it the first weekend, and now I'm slowly going back through it so that I can pick up things that I missed on. Really enjoying the season, and the first season was amazing, and so I really love that show. I think it's better than the comic book. I'll just put that out there.
Yeah.
And the way the actors really brought a different dynamic to those characters, and you can't go wrong with that one. The other one I've been watching on Netflix, and it's kind of a funny one, but The Toughest Prisons. And I didn't think I would like this show. The first season is not any good. The original host was not any good, but the season 2 to 4, the guy who is the host of the show was actually somebody who was in prison for 12 years, wrongfully accused of murder. And when he got out, they basically gave him the opportunity to do this show. And so what he does is he goes to these different prisons to show what it's like abroad. And they show prisons in third world countries.
I think I've watched a couple of them.
Yeah, and it's compelling. I mean, the way these different places play out. And this last week, I've been enjoying watching these episodes. There's a lot of great stuff inside of these
prisons.
It
sounds horrifying.
It does, man. It puts you on the edge of your seat in a few different ways.
Well, I'm not tremendously familiar with that one, but I did watch Umbrella Academy, and I actually rewatched the first season right before the second season came out, because I don't think I watched them all when it first dropped. And then when the second season came out, just whatever it was, a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, I want to watch it. And I finally sat down. I was going to watch a couple episodes. Guess what happened?
What?
I was up all night.
You were.
I watched the whole damn thing. Yeah, that's what happens when it comes to these shows.
Yeah.
And you literally just spent 8 hours watching a movie is what it was.
Exactly.
But you know what? It was great. And I really enjoyed the characters in that show. I even enjoyed them more in the second episode, or the second season. And you got to know them a little bit better as well. I have zero familiarity with the comic book. I've never even opened one. I've never looked at it. So it makes me want to go back and look at the comic and compare it. Because you said that the comic doesn't sound like it was as good as the TV show.
It's good, but it's not as good as the TV show.
Yeah, so I might not want to go look at the comic.
Yeah. So out of the Academy players, which is your favorite?
I like the kid, or the old man kid, whatever you want to call it.
Number 5.
Yeah, I like just his snarkiness and stuff like that. And I don't want to give away too much stuff, as far as spoilers. But there's a scene in there where he kind of takes charge and nobody makes it out very well. And I thought that was pretty entertaining.
Great scene.
The dude with the fishbowl head, that was pretty good. That poor guy.
For sure. My favorite's Klaus. Everything that guy just kills me.
Yeah, he does a great job. He's like a younger version of Johnny Depp.
Yeah, well, if you look at the first season, and you put Joker makeup on there, make him a young Joker.
Yep, I'm
sold.
Very much so.
Good stuff.
Well, there you go, guys. We wanted to add that segment. We're always talking about shows. I'm always watching shows as I'm sitting editing videos, and I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about it for a little bit. We're not going to do too many spoilers. We don't want that to be. We just want to tell you guys why we like it, in case you haven't checked it out, and that way you guys can go check it out and see if you guys like it. But let us know in the comments what shows you're watching or what we should check out, and maybe we already did, or maybe it's something we missed, and we'll go from there. So it's kind of fun. Absolutely. But you know what? That's our show. This is the episode 90. That's it. Let's just kind of wrap everything up, and let's go ahead and remind everyone, hey, we're doing that giveaway, and because we already gave away one thing, and we're giving away another thing, so just enter a comment down below, and you can win this, and we'll announce the winner next week. Here's the thing. We're going to announce the winner next week, but we're not going to tell you when in the video. You'll have to watch the whole video to find out. We might announce it in the first 30 seconds, probably not. but we'll announce it during that video. Somewhere in the video, we'll announce the winner of that. And like I said, we'll mail everything out at the end of the month. It's just easier for us to wrap up everything and get everything all out at once. So anyway, enter the giveaway. Thank you so much again to Comics Pro Line for helping us put this together, the new set. Like I said, new partners or sponsors of the show. Some great product. Also, Blackbox Comics. We're working with them. We'll have more stuff to feature of theirs in the coming weeks. And there's more sponsors to come. And we're just getting started. Bob mentioned the TKO as well. And our current sponsors, Mocha Express, obviously. Max Pro Supplies is still there. You can always go to their website. Also, ColumbiaHobby.com. I don't talk about them very much. But ColumbiaHobby.com is actually it's part of Max Pro Supplies. But they have more product than just from the Max Pro Supplies. So you can actually go to ColumbiaHobby.com. They have supplies for all sorts of things, sports memorabilia, cases, stuff like that. And you can enter the Bueller code in on there and you save 10%. So there's like 4 or 5 different places you can go to that are friends of the show. And it's kind of cool. So not bad at all. So, Bob, how you been over the last couple of weeks?
Hey, I've been doing good. I took a break last week, which was really awesome. Spent some time with my wife and got some things done. Really looking forward to everything that's coming up. Of course, my channel, Everything Comics. Every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. is when I drop my coffee video now, so you can check that out. But I did do an unboxing video this week that I was pretty excited about,
nice.
And so that's on my channel, so check it out. But there's going to be more stuff coming. I'm really excited for what's in store.
Very much so. Yeah, I'm a fan of his channel, Everything Comics. It's a featured channel on my homepage and stuff. And every now and then he invites me to go have coffee with him at the coffee shop, but he hasn't done it lately. I don't know what he's been. I don't know. It's kind of his thing.
Next week, Sam's going to be on.
I invite him here every week. Every week, you're invited.
Okay.
Whatever,
let's just lay it on thick.
But I want to say thank you to everyone, and I want to take a special thanks to gentleman Bruce, who actually donated some money to help make this whole set come together. And Bruce, thank you so much. I mentioned him on the preview video, but without him, some of this stuff couldn't have gotten done in time. And so he came through in a big way. And also another gentleman, Ryan Atkins. I've talked about him before. He's actually did the variant cover for No Heroin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Another fan of the show. He actually donated some money as well. And it helped out quite a bit. If anyone is curious and they want to donate money to the show, you can. But I want you guys to know that there's a lot more deserving people out there and charities that if you've already exhausted that aspect and if you still want to donate to the show, you can. But I would say go that route first. Local schools, churches, stuff like that. They need money more so than Comics with Bueller. So that being said, if you want to join our Patreon, it's $3.99 a month, the price of one comic book a month. And if you think we provide value worth one comic book a month, please join our Patreon. We actually had a bunch of new members join over the last week and a half, and they will be on our rundown that shows at the end of the video. I got to update that and put all the new names on there. It's a little Star Wars scroll type thing. It's cool. I like it. So
nice.
Very much. I think that's it, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long this show is. I got to edit it and make sure it looks all nice and shiny. And we got that new camera angle over there, and that looks pretty cool. And we got other camera angles and other things planned. So I think we covered everything. Like I said, don't forget to check out Comics Pro Line. All the information down below. You get in contact with Tony, and he will take care of you with your comic book supply needs. Easily take care of you. So he's got the hookup. And don't forget to check out Blackbox Comics as well. Anything else, Bob, before we go?
I don't think so, man. This has been awesome just to be here in the new studio, the new format. I'm really enjoying it. This is going to be awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate your time. We'll be back next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.